Hi Aquarius, welcome to your February 2016 reading. I hope that so far January has been a very good month to you and the new year has started off in a way that left you energized and really looking forward to what's coming through. But if it hasn't, I'm here to hopefully give you some guidance and give you what you need to get through the next month and really maximize all the positive energy in your life and get past any sort of roadblocks. So we'll be continuing along with having a channeled message at the beginning. I do that through automatic writing and through meditation before each sign. And for you, I was getting an image of quite literally moving your entire self, your situation, into another location or into the future. So I got the word teleport. And I want you to really sort of embrace the fantastic parts of that word, which it's the idea that something is only bad if you allow it to be bad, and if you decide today that, in a month or two you're going to be somewhere else, that is the trigger. Forget the catalyst card. I'm going to pull it in a second, but I'm telling you right now, the trigger for you is that internal light switch that goes off where you say, all right, I'm going to do this, or I've had enough with this, or I can't wait to start this. That is all that matters in your life, is what you think can happen. If you think you are going to be successful and you work hard at it, you have like a 75% better chance of success than someone who works hard but doesn't believe in themselves. If you think you're stuck, you're stuck. I had a really good spiritual teacher in LA that said something that I repeat, and hopefully I'll have a chance to say it for all the signs at some time, but it's that the only way to really have a curse happen is to believe it. So, or say that you're cursed. So I want you today to believe that whatever is going wrong, whatever isn't happening the way you want it to happen, you now magically have the ability to teleport, to move past that situation. So you get you probably have the most, I think it's the best word this month, one of the better sort of images too, that you can literally just imagine transporting yourself from here to somewhere else. So it is within your power to start that. And you have to sort of think of glaciers move slow, but when they move slowly, they're actually able to move a mountain. So the biggest change happens with the smallest movement or the smallest thought. And you can't always see the effect of it until it's done. So just believe that you're part of this amazing, if you want to think of a glacier, it's starting to move right now just with this video. And then eventually there's a critical moment where it slides forward a little bit more. So I want you to start the movement today. Okay, let's get into your reading. We'll start with your catalyst card, and that's going to be what is going to enable you to teleport out or move past some of these very difficult situations, or even if things are going well and you wish it could go a little bit better, it's going to allow for that forward motion. Unsurprising to me here, it is release. So I need you to let go of the illusions, let go of the emotions. Take a deep breath with me right now. And as you let go, whatever you were holding on to, it's starting to unlock already, okay? Without further delay, let's take a look and see what the cards have to say about February for you. Being that you're an air sign, I know that you think through things a lot, and also there can be a very stubborn side to Aquarius. So what I want to do is give you the information that you need to satiate that sort of curiosity or that stubbornness, which is part of your sign. I'm using a more challenging deck for me because they've changed every single card in it. So I may pause before looking at each one because the imagery is quite different from usual decks, and I love it, but I don't use it often because it's a lot of work for me. All right, so Eight of Pentacles at the center, and what I like about this deck is the grounding that comes through with the Eight of Stones here, which is, again, Pentacles. So there's going to be great work happening with your sign this month. Often, the Eight of Stones is a card where you're starting a new project, a new endeavor. Sometimes it can just be creating for the sake of creating. And also an altruistic end to some of this work where you're going to touch people through your creation, whether it's music, writing, even something like a healing arts. Maybe you're a Reiki practitioner, or you practice a certain type of medicine where you help other people. There's a shamanistic vibe that comes through this particular card that doesn't in other decks, but your work will heal others is actually what I'm getting. That healing feeds your soul, and there's something very magical and spiritual with this. It's also a gateway to the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of mastery. So I want you to continue on whatever task you've started. It's well worth the effort, and it has very far-reaching potential, okay? And let me just say this. The Eight of Pentacles can also be starting a family. We don't always consider parenting a great work, but it is. And it takes years, and it would perfectly fit the Eight of Stones or the Eight of Pentacles, because you're going to put a lot of love, time, and resource into raising a family. It can also be bringing an animal into the world and, adopting it or taking a rescue. It's going to be somehow your energy on another person. This card is more about your effect with others, less about just you. You're going to grow from it too, but there's something about you touching others through a gift, through time, through adoption, and it's a beautiful start. It's a beautiful way. If you're looking, some of you may be lost and wondering what next. So I'm seeing something with an altruistic, a universal, a large sort of scope to it is what you should be looking for in your life. So we have Page of Stones, or again, Page of Pentacles, showing me work and career opportunities on the horizon. Now, you'll notice that we have a lynx on this card, which shows me you are going to need to look for it. It's not necessarily something that's going to come to you. This is a predatory animal, and so it has to go out and look for stuff. That is why I like working with different decks. So for you guys, you're going to need to go out, search for something, and it will be worth the wait, particularly with the Eight of Stones at the center here. Okay, so moving along. In your deep past, what I see here is Page of Bows, and in this particular deck, that's Page of Wands. It's reversed, so you may be a little bit gun shy because of your inability in the past to sort of move forward. You have great ideas, you haven't always had a chance to express them, or you've been a little bit, how should I say this? It's almost like you've been protecting what you've been working on. You'll notice this guy keeps to himself. He's in a cave. He's not really sharing. So I guess what the cards here are really trying to say to you is to let go of some of that and allow yourself to share, because we have here the Ten of Cups, or the Ten of Vessels in this deck, and this is a card of flow, universal energy flow, heart energy, others wanting to accept it. It's a family card, community card. When it's reversed, the flow isn't happening, and that's actually something that you really only see with the Thoth deck and with this, even though this is more Rider-Waite related. But technically speaking, getting out of all of that, this is about the flow of energy and opportunity. Don't block the flow. Your crowning card is the Eight of Arrows, and Eight of Arrows are the Eight of Swords in this deck. And there's going to be a feeling sometimes that, why is this happening to me? Why, like you can see this person weathering a storm. Sometimes you feel like bad luck just keeps happening. Money, expenses, weather isn't the way you want it. Family may not be treating you the right way. And there's a little bit of a hermit vibe to this too, hermit in tarot, where it seems like someone's really having to rely on themselves. And when it's usually illustrated in other decks, you'll see this person sometimes feeling the weight of the world kind of crashing in on him or her. And here we're seeing it with the tree. The stability is not where you want to. You wonder how far you can bend before you break. So it's reversed, and that tells me that not as bad as you think. And what I see here with the Woodward, which is justice, this means you have a good sense, both you and Libra, really any air sign, but you have a good sense of what's right and wrong. Listen to it. Remember, okay, and what's interesting here is we see a little bit of a mirroring between these two cards. So for some of you that are ready to move on, this could be from a relationship or a job, this is showing me, particularly with justice, that there's a better opportunity around the horizon. For those of you that are wondering, now how does that relate to me? I'm single, I'm retired, and I don't really understand what you're talking about. So for you, what you need to look at is how much or how far you're getting a return on what you're putting out there. So with justice, Usually there's scales. I think here it's symbolized with this small cup. Something's balancing in it, or there's a feather in it. But typically, with justice, there is a sort of a balance, scales and a sword. This time we have a spear here, and I think the feather is like justice. If you think of Egyptian mythology, Maat weighs the soul. It's same sort of thing there. So what you need to do is weigh opportunity costs. This can be money spent on something, time spent on something, and realize that there might be a better opportunity around the corner that's worthy of the cost, worthy of the investment, okay? So it can be people, places, and things, but for many of you it means time to step away from something, time to invest in something else, okay? I hope that makes sense for you. And now we're looking at, it's really interesting, we'll take your crowning card again, and then we're going to look at the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit. I'm going to pull both of these upright so you can see the illustrations a little bit better. And this was before I even looked forward. I could see the Hermit energy coming through on this. They did a great job illustrating these cards. So the Hermit now means, for many of you, this is a perfect card. We're in the middle of winter. I mean, here in LA, we're still getting bad, not bad weather. We get rainy weather, stuff that we're not accustomed to. East Coast just had a ton of snow. I know that it's colder in London. There's a lot of countries right now that are going through winter. If you're going through that sort of seasonal difficulty, this card is showing you, again, you need to look within for the truth beyond this sort of like weather facade and the doom and gloom that you may feel from the grayer skies. Also, this is a great time to do your research. So if you're not happy with your job, for instance, or your course of study, if you're a student, look and think about what you can do now to move out of it. And this 9 for me is actually symbolic for like September of this year. So you can sort of set course, particularly students, that makes sense. You got to finish out your current semester, but you could look forward to the fall and think, what do I want to shift? Do I want to change my minor, my major? Do I want to travel abroad? For those of you that are in relationships, think about why it is you're feeling isolated. Are you communicating with your spouse? Because I see here, the bird for me is symbolic of communication, because birds sing, they chirp, and this person's sort of gently approaching that topic. So I think for some of you, communication could be the tripping point, and you have to sort of get out of your own shell and take the first step with some people, even if pride is what's sort of holding you back. And it's so interesting. Look at what we've got, the Page of Swords here, Page of Arrows, right after this. I actually really love this deck. I have to say, I should read with it more. And in case I always get questions, this is the Wildwood deck. I'll post a link if you ask for this. But anyway, it's showing me that it's all about communication. In this deck particularly, this card, that's all I'm getting is watch how you communicate. It's a great time for you if you think about it with a little bit of planning. A lot of times we just spout out what's on our mind or what's in our heart. And with this card, think of how birds communicate. They seem to have some sort of a melody, and there seems to be a rhyme and a reason. So I want you to make your words, your sentences, your thoughts be melodic and have the most impact that they can. Think of it almost like a musician would, where they craft it carefully so that what's delivered to the world is something beautiful, not barking stuff or profanities, and like really you treat your words with passion and with reverence, okay? And then we have the Shaman here, which in this deck would be the Magician, and I actually like the Shaman card because it goes much deeper than Magician. It's actually about a spirituality. It's about finding your purpose in life. So many of you might, at this point of the year and in this part of the sort of seasonal shift that we're in, be thinking, I want something more. What's cool about this card is it's telling me, even though it's reversed, is that you have the power to do what you want to be doing. And what I'm paying attention to, because magicians, or in this deck, shamans, have all 4 elements, earth, air, wind, fire, whatever, everything with them, and they have to sort of choose. There's a ADHD thing that can happen with the magician, which is, I have all this stuff to sort of play around with. What do I focus on? It's not until the magician goes further into High Priestess or the Emperor or, all the way to the end when it's like the world, when you really understand how to bring everything into focus. So what I'm seeing with this, I focused on the fire. First of all, you need that in these colder months for many of you, but also you need to start to bring action to your life. It could be physical activity. It could be taking something you wanted to do. Maybe it was a painting class. Maybe it was a Pilates class. Maybe it was helping one of your children get involved with the sport or whatever. Whatever you've been putting off, just go online, sign up for it, make it happen. So this is your month of action, because our last card here is the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Arrows here. Arrows are all about going it forward. I actually do like the symbology. I'm starting to get it for this deck. But think about that. I want February to be your arrow month. It's your chance to go forward, to release, and in this case, release the potential. The bow symbolizing your energy, the arrow symbolizing I'm going to go for it. And then I usually like to think of things coming in reverse. Once you've decided, the dominoes come this way. For you, I can see the arrow as you planting that seed in the future and then things coming towards you, okay? So pretty powerful month for you. As far as, I know people always want to know about relationships. There's a little bit of a blocked energy towards the beginning of the month. So know that there are a lot of friends, families, and opportunities around you that want to sort of open up and be a part of your life if you let them in. Let me see who else is coming through. With the Hermit card, I will say the general energy of this month, and I'll bring it down because I've had the camera up for a while. The general energy of this month is for you to be more self-focused, but there are, with Page of Swords, you may, this really is symbolic of you because it's all about air, which is what you are. So I think it really is a self-centered month in a good way. But you may meet, let's see, we have Page of Stones. So there is an earth sign at the beginning of the month that may come through. So that would be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Page, probably a little bit younger than usual. So could be someone in their 20s, but if you're older and you meet a page, it's someone that has a sort of youthful vibe or acts younger than they are. And also usually with an earth sign, I would go darker hair, darker eye, but I am getting some lighter features here. Could be chestnut eyes because of this card as well. And other than that, I'm going to say this really is about your own energy and your own efforts in your life. You can still attract love at any point, particularly with this card. But what I'm seeing here with the pages are reading more to me opportunity than people coming through, because otherwise you've got a busy dating month, because you've got earth, you have fire, and you have air. So it seems unlikely that all three are coming through, but you could if you're dating a lot of people. What I'm going to read this as, I looked at the central card, mostly because the cat came through twice and I've really paid attention to the eyes, so possibly someone with chestnut eyes coming through. But really what this is for you is your month to manifest power and to take action towards the end and really let that arrow release into the world and move forward. Once you take action, people will come to you, opportunities will come to you. So I'd rather focus on the core issues and allow you to sort of navigate the personal relationships. But we're going to expand the forecast like we do every month. So I'll take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny and get a little bit more so you can answer all those questions. So we'll start with the health card and see what's going to affect your mind, body, and spirit this month. You know what? This card jumped out as I was shuffling, so this is your card. And a second one just tumbled to the floor. You've got two. All right, so first card, Shine. Beautifully illustrated. And it's basically an encouragement to, and it's I think this is also symbolic of the sun card. This is your chance to really release the energy, and even if it is a colder season, whether it's fall or winter, depending on where you're at, this is your chance to bring your own radiance forth. That's what the Hermit does. The Hermit always has light, light where there is dark. And what also is going to help your overall health and probably will bring your stress level down is just listening to other people, not trying to solve problems, not trying to prove your own right or wrong sort of approach. It's just listening, being quiet with it, and then when you have an opportunity, allow your own radiance to shine out, allow your own brilliance to come forth. And what this will do for your body is release the tension. So what I'm getting with the two of these is active listening is going to, and then literally when you're listening, breathe, relax, allow all the tension to sort of leave your body. And then you're going to be much more open, open in your heart chakra and also open in your general sort of health. It will help you. It'll open up communication, but it will also make you a less stressed individual. Let's take a look at what can assist you in the wealth sector of your life. And for wealth, lo and behold, it's self-esteem. And there is a little bit of shyness that comes through on this page of arrows. So normally I would want it to be a little bit more sort of, this is what I'm hoping for, like what we have at the end of the month, the Ace of Arrows. But I see at the beginning there is a little bit of timidness that comes through. So work on self-esteem issues, and when you feel more confident in your own abilities, as we can see, there's a flow of prosperity that wants to happen. Your communication skills are really open. With the Magician card here and the Ace of Arrows, all you have to do is decide that you can do it, and then it will happen. Everything here supports you. Hermit, Page of Arrows, Shaman, Ace of Arrows. Everything wants to go forward. The arrows are pointing towards your future. Remember, you can teleport yourself out of this situation if you believe in yourself. So all you have to do is believe. Sort of like the Wizard of Oz. You have that ability already. I'm just the wizard telling you this stuff. All right, so now let's go forward to, we looked at health, wealth. Let's look at love, which is typically one that people really want to know a lot about. I want to just let you know that this includes self-love. This includes friends, family, and emotional state as well, a little bit of emotional state. Because if you're not able to appreciate your own talents, your own gifts, and love yourself, then it really isn't possible to extend that to other people. Or what you extend ends up being sort of blurred, is the best word I can say. So here we go. And it's interesting, I pulled this for at least 2 signs this month, so it's a common thread, which is you're lucky. You have friends or family or friends that feel like family, or a dog that's your best friend that treats you better than family. Whoever it is in your life that you really, really love, just take a moment today and be happy and tell them or show them. So if it's a child, hug them. If it's your parents, phone them. If it's a puppy, give them a treat and take them for a walk. Whoever gives you unconditional love, just be demonstrative in your own sort of appreciation. Either say it or show it, since some of us aren't good with words. Send them a gift certificate. Do something and the love comes back to you. You want love, you have to give love. And being appreciative, gratitude, you want to talk about a catalyst for the universe. The best way to connect to your archangelic guides, to God and the universe, to the flow of prosperity, is to say thanks. Thanks so much for the lessons that I have. Thank you for what I have with me today. Help me maximize that. And if more opportunities come, I'm ready for them. That's a way to pray for new things. Not say, I want to win the lotto, help me pay off this. God doesn't listen to that. The universe doesn't listen to that. It's about working on yourself. So when you say thanks to someone around you in a love context, you know what, I'm so happy that I met you. You always pick up the phone when I call, and I just don't say thanks enough. Do you want to get a coffee today? I don't know. I don't think I get calls like that. So if you just imagine how great that would feel to get it, and if even like 10 people listening to this video do that today, the world already is a better place. So try it, see what happens, and I hope it works for you, and I hope that then someone else remembers that, and one day when you're feeling sad, that love comes back to you. Okay? Now we'll look at your Destiny card, which for you is all about how you're going to get to that place that you're teleporting. Where do you want to go? For you, I feel it might be a sort of wayfinding card. Spirit of place. Okay. When I look at this card, what I'm actually looking at is a grounding that maybe some of you don't have. This card feels very elemental. It's almost like I'm looking at something in Ireland or something, and I get a sort of fairy vibe to it, and I mean this in a good way. So earth spirit. So what I see is by connecting to earth, tree, outside, what this is going to do, I want you to do something with your hands and physically outside. Get out of your house, get out of your office, get out of the apartment, even if it's for 15 minutes today, and do something that engages you with the environment. It will help ground you, and it's going to get what'll happen is your mind will start to travel when you're no longer looking at your email, looking at your phone, looking at the clock on the wall. You'll be able to focus on what's important to you, and that'll be a very powerful moment. And your ability to teleport is also to daydream. So I want you to focus on daydreaming while you're out in nature, okay? That concludes our reading for this month. It was a kind of magical connection here that I had with this deck, so I'm going to probably use it more in future readings if it resonates. And I do feel like your reading this month was pretty magical. It's not just because you have the Shaman or the Magician card, but I feel like there is something very cool happening for your sign this month. So take advantage of it, capitalize on that, and realize that you have the power to move forward. I'll summarize really quickly that when we look at the cards, you have potential flow here for prosperity, wealth, and love, but it's blocked. Some of it is internal. You need to have work on your self-confidence and your communication this month. And know that really the end goal here is just to allow you to step forward. A lot of you are hesitating, and there's no need to, from what I can see. There's no tower, there's no death. All I see here is justice, which means you need to take that step and go out there. And this is a very empowered justice card. For me, this person is ready, they are seasoned, it is time, they have thought it through. So step forward and remember to say thanks, I love you, or you're welcome, or something to people around you that have been giving you support all along the way. And if you ever would like to have a personal reading, if you like what you see here and want to kind of get more information about your life, I'm booking now for next month, so you can sign up on my website. If you just like to keep in touch, I'm on Twitter, Facebook. Of course, you can subscribe here, and I also have a newsletter. So I'll try to put all the links here, as well as like a scheduling link in the corner if you want to schedule something for March. Otherwise, thank you so much. Please keep the positive feedback, all of the likes and the subscribes coming. That really helps me and helps me understand that this is connecting with people out there. Okay. In the meantime, have a fantastic month, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.